Hey guys, welcome to our first video on solving two-step equations. So our essential question for today is, if you have $200 saved and you deposit $100 every month, then how many months will it take to have $1,000 in your savings account? To answer this question, you can set up what you call an equation. So when you're solving for the variable, you always want to think about the reverse order of operations. In the order of operations, you use parentheses first, and then followed by the exponent, then multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction. But in the reverse order of operations, you want to use the addition and subtraction first. So I want to use this one first, anything that's being added or subtracted. Then you would look for anything that's multiplied or divided. Then you would want to figure out anything that is being raised to the power, and then you would want to deal with anything in the parentheses last. Okay? So let's begin. Example 1a, solving for a variable. If you have 18 equals 4a plus 10, then what's the value of this a? So basically what we'd like to do is we'd like to solve for this variable a. Remember that there are two sides of the equation. There's the left side, and then there's the right side. You want to work on the side that has a variable, so that's the right side. So you want to clear this number. You want to clear it so that only a is by itself. In order to do that, you need to reverse the order of operations. So look for something that's being added or subtracted. 4 is being multiplied by a, and 10 is being added. So 10 is what we're going to get rid of first. So in order to get rid of the 10, we need to subtract 10 because it's already being added. By the time I subtract 18 minus 10, we get the value of 8. And on the right side, this 10 and this negative 10 cancels out. And now we're left with 4a. Now remember, you've already added or subtracted. Now the next step is for me to look for anything that is being multiplied or divided. 4 is being multiplied by a. And since I need to get rid of this 4, we're just going to divide it. Now this 4 and this 4 cancels out, leaving me with a equals 8 divided by 4, which is 2. So your solution here is a equals 2, which makes sense because when you check, you have 18 equals 4a plus 10. 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 plus 10 is 18. So that makes sense. And since that makes sense, and this is your solution. Another example is 10 equals 6 minus 2x. Again, we have to know which one is where our variable is. So our variable is on the right side, so I need to get rid of this 6, and I need to get rid of this negative 2. The first step is for me to find something that's being added or subtracted. So this 6 is positive, and now you have a negative 2. But you also have to understand that the negative 2 is being multiplied by x, so you can't get rid of the negative 2. Therefore, you have to get rid of the positive 6. So to get rid of the positive 6, you have to subtract. 10 minus 6 is 4, and it's equal to negative 2x. Please understand that you have to bring down the negative because it's still left over. You have not touched this negative 2 yet. Now you have 4 equals negative 2x. If you divide by negative 2, you will be able to get the value of x. And x is equal to 4 divided by negative 2, which is negative 2. To check and see if this makes sense, you can check it by plugging it back in. So you have 10 equals 6 minus 2x. We're saying that x is equal to negative 2, so let's see if that makes sense. 6 minus 2 times negative 2 turns into 6 plus negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. And that would make sense because 6 plus 4 is 10. So back to our essential question, we said if you have $200 saved and you deposited $100 every month, then how many months will it take to have $1,000 in your savings? So how can you relate how much you already have to how much you're depositing every month to how much you will end up having? To do that, you can set up an equation. You want to take what you have in your savings and you want to add how much you're depositing. So together you'll have $1,000. Well, you're depositing $100 per month. So it's not just $100 that you're depositing $100, and every month will represent the letter M. What you already saved is $200, and so therefore you want to have $1,000. So this is an equation where you're solving for M, which is the number of months that it will take in order for you to have $1,000. To do that, you need to reverse the order of operations. You need to add or subtract first, then multiply and divide. So again, this is a positive 200 and a positive 100 times this M. So you don't want to get rid of the 100 first. You want to get rid of the 200 first. Because it's positive on one side, it needs to be negative on the other. Now what we're left with is this 100M, because these two cancel out. And what I'm left with on the right side is 800. Now we can divide by 100, so we can get what the value of M is. And the value of M ends up being $800 divided by $100, which is 8. So it will take 8 months in order for you to save $1,000. Thank you for watching this video.